Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're up and at 'em, or you're getting up and at 'em. Where am I? Sun's coming up. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Or actually, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I'm going to show you guys something. I'm on York and Asbury. York and Asbury. Okay. Let's go down this way. The reason I'm over here is I was over here yesterday and I was very impressed. And I said, you know what? I think I want to come over here and do a walkabout at DU University. And so it's a lot of land. And if you notice that little golden steeple, that's a landmark for you. That golden steeple. That golden steeple will tell you where I am. And I obviously hadn't been over here in a while because things look fresh and new. Like, I think that building says gymnastics entrance. I never knew that there was a gymnastics entrance. Look at the landscaping, it's beautiful. And this is the feel you should have when you're by a university. It should be not only a learning space, but a space of growth and beauty. There's the art building. That building is art. Now, I've never seen this building, the Burwell. Look at this. Woo! 1864. The Burwell Center for Career Achievement. Did you know DU has been around since 1864? That's dang near Civil War time. 1864. Okay, there's the Burwell Center. Look at there. It's the Burwell Center for Career Achievement. The Schweider Art Building. We're going to have to get our names on some of these buildings, but I think it's going to be rather expensive. Shout out to the Schweider family and the Burwell family. But look at this. Look at DU. I want to show you DU. It's beautiful. Now, looks like some additions have been made since I used to come here 1,000 years ago. Just want to give you a quick little walkabout DU University. And the reason I was here yesterday, Denver Public Schools did a Black Excellence conference here yesterday. And so I came over here to see the DPS Black Excellence Summit and said to myself, this place is beautiful. Look at this. Now, I recall taking a daughter on one of these visits to this school we were considering DU, but she ultimately went to Walla Walla, Washington, and went to a school called Whitman College. But we certainly toured DU, and I liked DU, and I wanted my daughter to stay in town. But anyway, she did not want any parts of that. So I thought DU would have been a great choice. But Whitman College in Walla Walla, Washington was a fine school, a fine college. Huh. Okay, look at here. That's Stern Hall. I've done lectures in there before, years ago. Look at this university. Have you considered DU? Have you considered DU if you're searching for a college or university? Sturm Hall. It's Sturm. Look, that's Sturm Hall. Now, this is something I never saw before. All this must be new. Right here. I don't know what it is. But good job, DU. Look at here. This is called Community Commons. And the reason I wanted to show you guys a university is because too many people from our community have seen penitentiaries, but they haven't seen universities. And I want you to know that there's actually a difference. Like there's a community to prison pipeline, and depending on your zip code, you are slated to go to a penitentiary as opposed to a university. And I want to show you a university so that you can say that you've seen one while you're out there doing and falling into every societal trick and trap to put you back into a modern day plantation called a penitentiary. Look, this is called a university. I know. You'd be surprised at how many people have never been on a university campus. But I would say you should strive for something like this rather than having your freedom restricted. There it is. This is like a landmark. The DU Big Red Chair. Hey, do you want to get on the DU Big Red Chair? We're just doing a walkabout. Look at this. DU. It's been around since 1865, according to some of the logos. You want to see if you can get on the big red chair? Let's see how big that chair is. Abe, give it a shot. There goes Abe. There he goes. He doesn't like for us to call him man. Hey, oh, it's too wet? Okay. Oh, it's wet? Okay, well, look, that's how big the chair is. Look at Abe and look at the chair. He could probably stand on it. You don't have to sit. Look. How big is it? It's pretty big. Okay, it's pretty big. All right. Look at the landscaping. Good job, DU. Good job, DU. Just giving you a walkabout in this neighborhood. I don't even know what neighborhood this is, but it's off of University. At some point, York becomes University, and this is a fine institution. I'm going to give you a trivia question. And also we need to know who some of these people are. Who was John Moy? Who was John Moy? Because John has a hall. Look at John's hall. Look at here. This is amazing. And there's more. And there's more. There's the Golden Dome or steeple. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way.
That's it. I think crawling, yeah. Crawling won't be bad.
I want everybody in our community to know more about universities than penitentiaries. And let me tell you why. There is a systemic and economic plan to use certain zip codes and to incarcerate them back on modern day plantations called penitentiaries, while others are slated to come into environments like this. Okay, so look how much land DU owns. They have so much land that there's a bridge right here. Let's keep walking. Look at that view of the mountains. A nice view of the mountains. Yep, it goes
That's
up.
school right there.
Yeah, actually, you do go to school over here. All right, we're gonna cross and show you some more of this amazing campus. Come on. This amazing campus. Look, how much is all of this worth? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go billions. All of this land. And by the way, this is a private university. Oh, look at this. Let's go this way. I have not seen a lot of this. So obviously, DU has come into some money or some more money. And it looks like wealthy people. See, this is the Anderson Academic Commons. Anderson. I think that's Aonte Anderson's building. Shout out to the Andersons. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is all right. Look at this. All right. This is the Anderson Academic Commons. Anderson Academic Commons. Shout out to the families that put their money and their investments in institutions that continue to improve the quality of life of humanity and put their names on these walls. The Anderson Commons. Look at this. Okay, I remember Driscoll South. I think that's in there. That's where they go and they have, I think that's where they go to have food, lunch, like study halls. And, you know, that's like the, if I remember, that's where they would go and have lunch. Look at DU. Have you seen this? See, that sun is coming up. Let's go this way. Look, if I were you, a young person, I would consider DU. Look at this campus. Look at this campus. And yes, again, yep, look at there. Look at DU. Again, 1864. 1864. Everybody who doesn't know what to do with your money, this is what you do with your money. You build institutions. And this is a private school. And they've clearly done some expansion since I've been on this campus 1,000 years ago. I used to come here and do lectures. They have these student organizations, and they used to, well, there's a couple of things. They used to hire me to do lectures. I think they would pay me like $5,000 for a couple of hours or something like that. And the student organizations would bring me. But then I used to also teach up here in Dottie Lamb's class. There's a school of social work around here. And do you remember, I think it was Governor Dick Lamb? Governor Dick Lamb. His wife, Dottie Lamb, used to be a professor at the School of Social Work, and I would do guest lectures in her School of Social Work class. And yeah, Dottie Lamb. So walking into the sun, let me just move away so you can see some of this. Look at DU. Denver University. Okay, so back to my trivia question or trivia piece. There was a Secretary of State, the United States of America, who attended this university. Who was the Secretary of State, the United States Secretary of State, that attended Denver University? This place is beautiful. Shout out to the groundskeepers, because look at that grass. Look at this. Look at this. DU. Wow. This would be an amazing school to attend. I also had a professor who retired from here who was a very good friend. His name was, or is, he went back to the East Coast, Professor Allen Gilbert. Radical, I would call him radical, conscious. You would see him at every protest. He was in the university and in the streets. Okay, there's Marguerite Reed. Shout out, look at Marguerite Reed Hall. Look at that. Exactly. Okay, Nicole, you get 10 points. Good morning. Nicole gets the 10 points. Condoleezza Rice, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, and part owner of the Denver Broncos now, attended this university. Condoleezza Rice. All right. If I were looking for a university right now, I think DU would be at the top of my list. Now, I don't imagine. Oh, Nicole. This is Nicole's alma mater. Okay, Nicole. How would you rate your quality of your educational experience at DU. How was it? How was it? And again, we want more people on university campuses and less penitentiaries. No penitentiaries, yes, universities. And so if you have never been to a university campus and you're from a particular zip code, do you notice I'm just a few miles away from where all that crying and screaming and low academic outputs and all of the, all of the stuff? Can you believe I'm only a few miles away from you? See, sometimes in your life, all you have to do is pick up and go in a different direction. Like, if you don't like where you're at, stand up and go in a different direction. You do not have to stay where you're at. I know. But that harkens to the story of that elephant that when it was a baby, they put a little chain on its little leg and staked it to the ground, and it tried to pull itself free every day. And then when it grew into a huge elephant, it never even attempted to move anymore. That's a psychological thing. And I could tell you, if you don't think that you can be in a different zip code, a different income level, a different quality of life, if you don't believe you could be around different people, and if those around you are hella negative and you remain there, just remember that little elephant. Just remember that little elephant that grew into a big elephant and no longer attempted to move anymore. Because what I'm showing you is a few miles away from all that nonsense. And do you notice there's no nonsense over here except maybe academicians or whatever that word is arguing with each other over research papers, theories and published journals and all this stuff. You can argue. You can argue and fight. That these folks argue and fight all the time. Go read them journals. Like, the world that you're living in right now is generally shaped by institutions. And guess what? I'm showing you an institution right now. And it's probably worth billions of dollars. I don't know. Showing you a lot of land. Okay. Here's another problem. Here's another problem that needs to be solved. I bet you the black population on this entire campus is statistically insignificant. Did you hear what I just said? The prisons are overfilled with black bodies. And in Colorado, the largest population or concentration of black people in the state are in prison towns, building economies for dead communities that lost their economic prowess and began rebuilding their economy based on corrections, if you want to call it corrections. And guess what? If I were to call here Monday, or if I wouldn't call, I'd just come up here during a school day and watch folks walking around, and I'll walk through those commons. I'm going to tell you guys another trick in just a moment. I guarantee you the African American population on this campus is statistically irrelevant. Look at here. Look at here. Let's see. Here's some information. Sorry to correct you. This is my good friend Catherine. But it's University of Denver, or shortened as DU. I must have been saying DU University. Okay. Yeah. If I say anything other than Denver University, that's what I mean to say. I'm at Denver University. It's early and I have no idea what I typed or what I said, but I'm showing you Denver University. This is where Condoleezza Rice, who was the Secretary of State under one of the Bushes and is now a partial owner of the Denver Broncos. This is her alma mater. This is the DU Pioneers, I believe. And it is simply beautiful. And there's a comment, let me just see. The water rules. Sky, look at this water though. Look. Good morning, good morning. I was here yesterday for the Denver Public Schools Black Excellence Summit and said I hadn't been here in a while. And now, wow. Okay. The summit yesterday actually had, I think it was for administrators and teachers. And I remember when I believe his name was Tuitt or Pruitt, Dr. The black guy, he just left here. They used to do, and they probably still do in February, a Black Men's Summit, and they would bring all of the young students from various schools up here. Now, Nicole, I'm going to take you over to where you were in just a minute, because there were many reasons I would come to DU. And again, this is Denver University. If I said CU, I probably was just, speaking out of turn. But look at this campus. Now, I understand that there are more international students here, that DU has a lot of international students. Look, you could just come and sit right here. Look here. To the Board of Trustees and everybody who has something to do with DU, good job. But I guarantee you, and this is not an indictment of DU. It's a social conditioning of these United States of America that would have more black people in penitentiaries than universities. And I guarantee you that if I were to come here Monday and just sat and watched, the number of blacks I'd see would be insignificant. Statistically insignificant. Now, we can't really blame these institutions. Sometimes we've got to take responsibility about the values that we hold dear. And if you think all of that bitch, hole, slut, prison, murder culture that is pumped around the world representing blacks in America is somehow healthy and conducive to where I'm at now, you're sadly mistaken. And all of that is actually social engineering as well. Your culture dictates your actions. And every time black folks move toward advancement, there is a retraction from the system that comes in with mainly drugs and guns to counteract advancement, pillage, equity, and all the rest of the stuff. Look at this campus, and it seems to still be growing. Okay, now here's what I wanted to tell you also. Let's see. Nicole, there was a reason that I would come here often, and it's because I was on the board of directors of the Veterans of Hope. Is anybody familiar with the Veterans of Hope? And look there's Anna and John C International Relations Complex. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, in education right now, if you go to any graduation, the majority of blacks that are graduating from these universities are international students, and there are continental Africans, mainly. Go to any graduation if you don't believe me. For some reason, far too many of us are still trying to figure out how to not have our children afraid to go to school because a handful of them are going to be there with guns and, doing all of the things. But I already told you where that leads to. Okay, looking for the Iliff School of Theology. And I think it's this way. Iliff School of Theology. I spent many years, maybe even over a decade, as a board member and a mentee of Dr. Vincent Harding. And the Iliff School of Theology is actually around here somewhere, which tells you I haven't been over here in a long time, but I think it's going to be to my right. But DU, look at all of this land and all of this improvement. And I haven't even taken you over there to the stadium area. All right. This is the Anna and John C International Relations Complex. Wow. Wow. Hey, if you want to come to this university, you think you would like to attend here? You think we could get you to come here? You want to be a DU pioneer? It's very nice. I don't know why people go out of state to pay them out of state university fees anyway, unless you got extra money, because in-state fees versus out-state fees is like night and day. But kids have turned education into like just a cool thing to do. And it is cool, but one day I'm going to tell you about the games of universities. Let me tell you what they do to far too many students. How many of you students are straddled with student debt? And how many of you have paid for something that you could have learned for free without even coming to these places? Like, if I could learn it on YouTube, I'd never pay for it. If I could learn it for free in a modern technological world. There was a time where most of the stuff that is on these campuses were the purview of the aristocracy and rich families and moguls and those who have their names on these buildings. But the majority of this stuff right now, you can pull it up right on your cell phone, practically for nothing. Now, if you're a researcher, you might not be able to get into certain archives, but I guarantee you, you have access to more information with your phone than any population of people in the history of the world. I'm still walking and I'm still on the DU campus. And here's what they do to students that are generally coming out of these public school systems, undereducated and underprepared. You know, that are graduating without the ability to even read at grade level. Here's what they do. They let you qualify for these Pell Grants, and the universities admit you, and they know you have to have remedial classes, and basically they're able to get the money from the government, and then you flunk out immediately, and then you still are in debt. But anyway, that's another story. I think I'm walking towards the Iliff School of Theology at some point, but look at this campus. All right. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask, is DU giving CU a run for their money? Now, I was just at CU doing a walkabout. I didn't record it, but I'll go up there in another day. I don't know. I don't know if you're coming from the Mile High Income City, if you need to take that trip all the way up 30, what is it? 30 Highway 36 to Boulder. You might be able to just come on down York, which comes into University, and pound for pound, I don't know, DU might be giving CU a run for their money. Which one is more expensive, CU or DU? And I would argue it would be DU, because this is a private institution and CU is a state institution. This is Dan's garden, and the beneficiaries are listed there, and it was dedicated. Oh, this is Daniel Ritchie. Dan Ritchie's. We know that name. And the Ritchie Center is over there. Oh, wow. Isn't that a appropriate name? Ritchie. Who are you, Rich? Ritchie. Dan Ritchie. Okay, I think that this is, I think we're over by the performing arts area now. Kind of getting my bearings. I'm looking for the Iliff School of Theology, where I spent a lot of time with Dr. Vincent Harding. I'm telling you, I spent a lot of time with Dr. Vincent Harding. When I say a lot, oh, there it is. Okay, I know where I'm at. Okay, I know where I'm at. When I tell you, as a mentee of Dr. Vincent Harding, I wasn't just with him over here at this university. I was with him at his home, with his family, with his wife, Rosemary, in community, putting together all kinds of events, bringing in all types of veterans of hope. And I did that for more than a decade. And so there it is. He came to town, and was hired by the Iliff School of Theology, and here it is. Now this is interesting, and for those of you who don't know Dr. Vincent Harding, he's the one that wrote the Beyond Vietnam speech for Dr. Martin Luther King, and he was foundational to what I call, or we call, the Black Freedom Movement, which was co-opted into the Civil Rights Movement. So the history will let you know that unless you look close, black folks had nothing to do with any of the freedoms that you enjoy today as Americans, with us, without knowing that the foundation were people who are still oppressed to this very day. Now, I never remember this symbol being here, but I think that's a Methodist symbol. I think, but I don't know. Let me see if I could get here so you can see it. That shadow is in the way. Let's see. Can't really see it, but that cross with the red flames to the side, it looks like a Methodist symbol. But I don't know. Iliff School of Theology. Here it is. We did a bunch of stuff over here. Dr. Arthur Jones, who created the, what's the choir's name? All right, 10 points for the choir. Dr. Jones founded. That does all the Negro spirituals, but I know, was that what it was? They do the Negro spirituals, but there it is. There it is. Spent a lot of time in there. The Negro spirituals, or it's just called the Spirituals Project. Spirituals Project. And the director, rest in peace, was it Benny? Benny? Come on, y'all. You guys got to help. Benny? Oh, man. The director of the Negro, it's not called the Negro Spirituals Project. It's just the Spirituals Project. Wore out. All right, I think we're about to wrap things up because the little ones wore out. Benny, Dr. Benny. Oh. We're going to say her name before we get out of here. But Dr. Jones, Arthur Jones. Now, across from the Iliff School of Theology, this is the Newman Center. And all of you have been in the Newman Center because Mama Cleo Parker Robinson has done countless performances in this facility. Let me just show it to you. Let me show it to you. Again, giving you a walkabout of DU, Denver University. And it's amazing. And we want more of our community in the university and none of our community in the penitentiary. Listen to what I just said, and I hope it makes sense to you. More in the university, none in the penitentiary. And what I'm showing you right now is simply a few miles away from the community to prison pipeline. So, all right. I think that's it for today. Showing you the neighborhood. I don't know what neighborhood this is. We'll walk back. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Yes, Mother Helen. Let me just tell you, it was, let me just tell you guys about the Iliff School of Theology. It was, and you can't say Dr. Vincent Harding without saying Rosemary Freeney Harding, Dr. Vincent Harding, and his life partner, wife, Rosemary Freeney Harding, like I personally spent tons of time with them. And then you have their children, Dr. Rachel Harding, who is fluent in Portuguese and spends a ton of time in Brazil. And her brother, Jonathan Harding, and their cousin, Gloria. And Gloria was the director or the administrator of the Veterans of Hope project. Now, I want to tell you what I learned from Dr. Vincent Harding. Even though these universities have a lot of access to knowledge and resources, many of them remain institutions and individuals that are locked inside of the academy, and the community has absolutely no access to them. Because have you ever met anybody who's a part of the academy but they can't cross the street because they don't, like, they're so into books and studies and the academy that they're not even a real person anymore? There are some professors and individuals and administrators that believe that the academy should also be a part of the community. And Dr. Harding was like that. And so everything he brought to the academy, he would bring over to Brother Jeff's Cultural Center. So everything that these students received in the academy, we had access to in the community. And that's why you were able to meet so many of those veterans of hope, not in the academy, but in the community. But for those who heard that and know what I'm saying, you know what I mean. You can be super intelligent in the academy and absolutely mean nothing in society. Nothing. And you're just racing to get your next this or that published in a journal. And guess who reads those journals? Your peers, via peer reviews. But guess what society reads or has access to you? Absolutely nothing. And so, let me just tell you this also. If these institutions of learning have all of this knowledge about society and the world is in a troublesome place, then obviously there's a disconnect between this and that. So some of you, we're going to give you an A for the academy and an F for society. Like, if you're not connecting the two or the many, then you just have a, intellectual masturbation going on. All right, we're going to keep walking. We're going to keep walking. We're going to keep on walking. We're going to go back the way we came. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Good morning to the research department. We're just doing a walkabout around a university and would prefer our community be here than filling up these penitentiaries. And not all of us, just enough to make it a problem. So, for example, if you woke up this morning and you rolled over and you put a blunt in your mouth and didn't pick up a book, that's problematic. If you are using substances to escape the realities that you have been through or going through, that's problematic. If you're listening to or in an environment where all you're hearing is fussing, fighting, gunshots, sirens, and all the rest of it, I guarantee you, just 3 miles to your left or right, all that stops. And all you have to do is do whatever you need to do to get out of them environments. And you cannot get out of them environments until you change your mind. If you do not change your mind, then nothing else matters. If you do not change your mind, nothing else matters. There's a little fella. That's Wilson. If you don't believe you can change your condition, no matter what your condition is, that's problematic. If you think someone else is responsible for your happiness and your condition, like you're always talking about what somebody's doing to me. Oh, the man got me down. Of course the man got you down. So get up in spite of it. That's what you got to do. If you're black, trust and believe. This system has absolutely no good intentions for you. And the sooner you realize that, the faster you can get up and do something for yourself. Now, somebody's going to say it's too expensive to go to a university. Well, how did you make bond? How'd you get that money for the parole, for the bonds person? How did you pay all them fees for, electronic monitoring, court fees, penalties, restitution? Now we're making the connection, right? It's more expensive not to be here than it is to be here. Da, da, da. Okay. So you can see we've gone a good portion of a walkabout. Look, there's a whole nother area right here. Look. Okay. We're walking back to the vehicle now. Exactly, Nicole. It's about priorities. Like, for example, I'm going to drop some game on you real quick. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I haven't seen this. I don't remember, but I want to see it. If you ever visit someone's home and you're thinking about getting in a relationship with them and they don't have a bookcase, but they got a bar with some, all this stuff, but they don't have any books. They got a bar, but no books. Get out of there. Get out of there. Look at this. This looks indigenous. Woo, look at that. What's that just flew up on my... Look, man, look at this. The dragonfly on there. Did you see it? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Now. Okay. We're heading back. We're by Craig Hall. Okay, this is the Graduate School of Social Work. This is where I used to come and teach. Right there. That's the Graduate School of Social Work, and that's where I used to come and do classes with Dottie Lamb. Sky! Look at here. There's our relative. Look at, there's our relative.
How are you? It's good to see you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Look at there. Look. Say good morning.
Good morning, all you good folks. It's a good day to get out and walk about among creation.
Wow.
Do your work. Stay away from all the ugly stuff.
That's right. That's
Positive
right.
is best.
Positive is best. That's our relative. That's our sister Sky. Like, this campus is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It's one of my resting places. A lot of other photography that I have been doing recently has
from
come
here.
from this campus.
Wow. Well,
That's why I bellered at you about check out the aqua garden.
the aqua
That's
it's
this
beautiful.
year.
There's so much new stuff happening on this campus that I have not seen. And so in the future, you and I, we just got to get together and get our cameras out and come and hang out.
There you go.
Look, Sky
Enjoy
is
the
here.
rest of your walk.
Thank you so much. That's Sky. See?
Good day, family.
Good day. Our sister Sky. Okay. All right, we're heading in. Median, we're heading in. The goal is more environments like this. It's better for your spirit, your soul. Education is everything, and it's accessible. Like, if I tell you it's more expensive to be poor than it is not, you won't believe me. But I want you to add up all of them fees, fines, penalties, and etc. that go with it. And anybody who has lived in a what they call a low income environment and has moved into a different environment, the first thing you're going to notice is that your expenses are going to go down. And you ask yourself why? Because it's a setup. Poverty is designed to keep you running after your tail and in circles. All right. We're going to walk on back now. Hope you enjoyed the walkabout. I want you to do a little test. Abe, you want to run across? Because it's still green. We can still do it. Come on, it's yellow. We got to go. Go. Oh, ooh. Go. Go. We made it. We made it. All right. Here's the test that I want you to do. If you live in a small facility, maybe even an apartment, in a low-income environment, I want you to test and see how much your public service or your Xcel energy bill is. And if it's $100, $200 or so in the winter, ask yourself, how much is the public service bill or Xcel bill for all of this or that big house in another neighborhood? And you're going to be surprised to find that some of those big houses, their Xcel energy bills are lower than yours. And I know what they're going to say. Oh, their houses are weatherized. Oh, they got solar. They got whatever they have. It's cheaper than yours. It's cheaper. If you look at the size of some of these homes, their XL bill should be $2,000, $3,000 a month. But they're less than yours, and you only have a 2-bedroom apartment. All right. I'm going to give you the greatest jewel right now. And this is what we used to do when we were younger, 1,000 years ago. Because adults would always take us on these campuses when we were young. Here's what you do. Listen close as we wrap this thing up. Here's what you do. You come to this campus and you go to the commons. You go to the commons or wherever the students gather to have their lunch or their study areas. And all through these buildings, there will be flyers or notices posted throughout the building. And what those notices are going to say to the students, let's cut through, let's go this way. Let's walk through a neighborhood now so you can see the outside. Those notices are going to tell the students who's coming to the university to do lectures. Now, the pedagogy of the West generally revolves around lectures and presentations. These institutions bring in, this was established in 2004, and this is the women's chamber. The advancement for women. This is the advancement for women. Hey, come on, man. That's for assistants. Okay. They bring in people from all over the world. And they pay lots of money for those individuals to come and speak. I told you I used to come to these campuses and they would pay me like $5,000, and that's cheap, to do lectures for a couple of hours. What I want you all to know is you can see who's coming to speak, and then you can show up and sit in the audience and get the same information as those who are paying to be here, because they're generally open to the public. Most of the activities that are available for students are available for the public as well. Wow. Okay. This is the neighborhood, giving you a little neighborhood on the outside of it. This is the soccer field. And absolutely. Andre. I promise you, if one of these institutions would bring someone like a Michelle Obama to speak, she would probably get $200,000 just to show up. When you think about all of the people who come in and do lectures at these universities, they pay them incredible rates. And all you have to do is go to the Commons, see who's coming, and show up and sit down. And you will get the same information that the students are getting. And we used to do that all the time. But then again, you also have professors like Dr. Vincent Harding, who would bring all of those individuals. Once they would speak here, he'd bring them to Brother Jeff's Cultural Center, and then they'd speak to the community. So, there you have it. Because all knowledge is an exchange of information. And now today, you can get most of this information on the internet. You can go to Harvard right now on the internet. Most of these institutions now will let you attend their classes, and they do absolutely free content via the technology. So I'm going to end by saying this. It's very difficult to be ignorant in 2024. Like, you have to work hard to be ignorant in 2024, because we are in the technological age, and everything you want to know is right now at the click of your fingers. And that's why even when you go to see your medical provider, the first thing they do when you show up is they do the same thing that you could have done, and they look it up. And this is before Chat GPT. This is before Chat GPT. Just giving you a look at the neighborhood now, and we're on our way back. Hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. This is Centennial Halls. This is historically and still housing for students. This is just one of the students. That's where the students stay. Of course, the neighborhood looks like every other neighborhood. And shout out to all of the alumni of DU. You should be very proud of your institution, because it is amazing. It is beautiful. It is well kept. Whoever's running this is doing it. You're in good hands. You can see we're on the other side of the, remember we started and I showed you the gold little steeple? I showed you the gold little steeple. Shout out to Mona. Shout out to everybody who are lifelong learners. Like, you picked up something today and you're learning something. You can, like, your brain is like a sponge, and whatever you put in it, it will absorb. Put something in it. Put something in it. The little one is wore out. Run! Helen Littlejohn, did you go to DU? Look, they say it's a 4D experience. 4D experience. Okay. There's the lacrosse. Stephanie, you guys have an incredible day. I don't know. I'd put CU up. I'd put DU up against CU. They're two beautiful campuses, but DU is not to be slept on. This is where all the DPS graduations take place as well. Jason Lester, don't you teach at the School of Social Work here? Is this like your school? Are you a professor here? I think so. I think so. Okay, I gave you the whole walk of as much of the campus as I possibly could. I hope you enjoyed it. Look at all this development. And Janae, I think that this is a incredible institution to be a part of. And Jason, he's a professor here. So, that being said, we're going to get out of here. Lots of love from Denver University. If you're considering an educational opportunity, clearly, this is a place you should be. And I guarantee you, but this is, unless, you know, yes, we're in Colorado, but the African American presence on this campus, I guarantee you, is statistically insignificant, even in 2024. And it's almost as if we believe we shouldn't be in these places. But I'm telling you, you should be here and doing whatever you need to do to get here, as opposed to the community to prison pipeline. And so, if that doesn't make sense to you in terms of what I'm saying, I don't know. But this is just a few miles away from any place you're at. And if you noticed, you can come and sit and be in this environment just like you can be in that other environment. And then ultimately, you can make it into one of these classrooms. But wouldn't you rather be here? Shout out to DU, Denver University, soccer field. All right, cyber field. I think I'm going to work to get some students on this campus. I mean, I'm gonna get a cohort, a young African American cohort from Denver, and see what it takes to become a DU pioneer. Wonder what it takes to become a DU pioneer. I know it takes money, but it also takes a moment for you to get prepared for a university life. And with that being said, if you go down swinging. Look at the Nagel Art Studio. Is Nagel that artist? I remember Nagel. Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, School of Art and Art History. Let's work to get some of our young people from our community on this campus. If you go down swinging. You just might score a knockout. Rumble, young man, women, and community. Have a wonderful day. Rumble.